my fast, and I am sitting in the parking lot right now waiting for class to start in about an hour or so. Less than an hour, like 50 minutes. So I just thought I would come on and talk a little bit about this little thing that I had in mind earlier today. I felt okay. Yesterday I was watching a TikTok and I saw this girl using an ocarina, and I got really hyped, so I bought one off of Amazon, and it came in today. So I haven't gone home yet to check it out, but when I get home I want to check it out because I'm really excited. I've been watching ocarina videos and I'm just excited to try it out. And then it got me excited to think about, like, you know, if I'm gonna be just leaning into like removing this false self version of me and just like leaning into like my truest form of just going pure into the art. I saw a TikTok about this, but it's like leaning into like fun maxing, which I thought was really cool. It's like why do I do music in the first place? Because it's fun. Like, I find enjoyment out of it. And so I sometimes forget that, like, it's supposed to be fun. Like, it's the whole purpose of it. You know, that's why I did it in the first place. That's why I love it so much, because it brings me so much joy and I'm having so much fun when I'm doing it. So I don't know, I just like was thinking, I'm like, I'm an adult, I have adult money, and I don't have that much money, but like, you know, I'm an adult, I can afford to, like, you know, get like small little things like $12 ocarinas, you know. So yeah, I was like, you know what, I would love to have that, and it got me excited. Like, I just felt excited, like, oh, like, it's like opening up another door, you know. It's like, oh, you know, I could try this different instrument out. I could, you know, I've never really used one before. Now I can try it out and just see what it's like, you know. It'd be cool. And then it made me excited to look into other instruments, and I was like spending last night just looking through like Facebook Marketplace for like all these like different instruments and like trying to find like a good deal. And then I got kind of hyped, and I was like, wait, I've always kind of wanted to learn how to play the violin. And so I was like, looking into like violins and stuff, and I found out you can buy a violin pretty reasonable price. Like, you can get a violin for like like a new one with like the case and the bow and like everything, and like a mute and everything. It's concertino. I think that's what it is, but I learned that from advanced orchestration, or from orchestration class. But yeah, I found out you can buy it for like $100, the whole thing. And this morning I kind of made a prayer to God, or universe, or whatever you want to call it. Like, I was just like, you know what, like, if $100 just showed up to me, like, randomly, I'm not talking about like a paycheck, I'm not talking about like somebody owed me money and they're like, oh, you know, like someone owed me money, but if a random $100 just came to me out of nowhere, you know, like, I don't even know how to predict it. Like, you know, I'm walking and some guy's like, hey, you want $100? Or, you know, even if like it's like something that I didn't even think about, like, oh man, like someone just gave me a tip of 100 or whatever, you know, like, I made a deal that if that random $100 comes through, I'm gonna use it on buying a new violin, even though I don't know how to play violin. And there's excitement for me in that, because a couple of reasons. Because first off, it's like just this excitement of like wanting to like try out new instruments again. Like, I feel like a kid, and I think that's usually a really good sign when I'm making music and I feel like a kid again. that's when I know I'm doing it right again. Because when it starts to feel too like rigid and too like like not as fun, I lose the fulfillment in it. But when it's like I feel like a kid and I'm excited to learn and I'm like kind of playing and I'm like having fun, and like I feel like that's the place I want to be, because that's when I make the best music. Because when I was a kid, when I would write music, I have to admit, like, yeah, and it wasn't always the best, but some of the music I made when I was a kid, even to this day, I like I still remember those like things that I wrote. Like I remember like a song I wrote, like I know how to play it on guitar still to this day. A song I wrote when I was like 12 years old or 13 years old, and I'm still to this day impressed by how good it sounds, like how creative it is. And I'm like, wow, I made that when I was 13, and it makes sense to me the more I'm getting into this like true self thing, because it was just like I was unfiltered. Like I'm not like, oh, I have to make it this, I have to make it this has to be this. It's like no, like I was just going off of pure intuition. Like, oh, this feels fun to play. Oh, this sounds cool. Oh, this is interesting. Like I'm not worried about what are people gonna say? What are people gonna think? It's like no. I like the way it sounds, therefore I'm gonna make it sound like this. So that's a good place to be in. Another part that's kind of fun though also is the idea of like I love like I don't want to say like testing God or like testing the universe, but like more like I love it when like I have these faith moments, these moments of like faith, like okay, I trust that something's gonna happen, because it's really beautiful when it comes to fruition. It helps me kind of build that like I'm building that muscle of like okay, like you can trust in God, that God will help me and God will guide me. Like I can trust that I'm no matter where I am in my life, God will always have me. And so I like to do it in these small moments, small things. So like in this moment, it's like, okay, like if I get $100 randomly, I'll do that, and now it's like that faith of like, okay, in a way, I'm kind of having this faith that I am gonna get this random $100, don't know where from, but we'll see. And if it doesn't happen, then it doesn't happen. But to be honest with you, I have faith that it's gonna happen. I feel like it's gonna happen, because God always kind of comes through when there's like these like dreams or these things that happen. Like I don't know, I've just, from my experience, I've noticed that God will like, I always say God's timing is perfect, because I really believe it. It's like, yeah, I don't know, I'm just kind of rambling, but yeah, I just noticed that like whenever I have like an intention, like God, I don't know, God comes up in very amazing ways, so I mean, yeah, it's just like these like faith moments of like, okay, we're just gonna trust that this happens. Like instead of just like going and like buying a violin, it's like I'm trusting that if I'm given $100 randomly, this is kind of like my sign to go buy a violin. And you know what? One of the reasons I kind of want to learn how to play the violin a little bit is because I want to learn how to write better for violin. Because I would love to learn, like, I'd love to like when I'm scoring or composing for like strings, I'd want to kind of put my mind into like their mind. It's like, okay, I can visualize better now like what I'm actually writing, because like when I'm writing for guitar, like I know what makes sense for a guitarist and what doesn't make sense. Like maybe on music wise it might make sense, but like there's certain things that are a little bit awkward or clunky, or but like that's I don't know, that's why I kind of would be interested in learning, so I can, I don't know, just try it out. But I'm excited for my ocarina. Apparently it already came. So when I get back, I'm excited to try it out. I'm gonna do some sounds and stuff. Have you noticed I go to fast food places a lot? Because I noticed that. Yeah, I noticed that. I don't have very good eating habits or spending habits, for a matter of fact. But yeah, I don't know. Sometimes I get sad, you know, just randomly. I feel like there's like underlying sadness in me a lot. Like I want to cry. Yeah. But it's not a bad thing to be sad, you know? It's not a bad thing. It's kind of nice actually, because it feels real. Am I being dramatic? A little bit. I feel kind of awkward. I feel like, what am I doing? I'm just talking to myself. Talking to this camera right here. I don't want to... Am I being performative? Like trying to act up to the camera? Like, look at me. I'm performing right now. Like, look, I have high emotional range. You know? Know what I'm saying? I don't know. It's just... Yeah. Am I being performative? Maybe. Maybe. I feel awkward. That's what I feel. I feel awkward. Awkward. I feel like I'm supposed to turn the camera off right now. But I'm not. What time is it? 6:23. Okay. Class starts at 7. Okay. I just broke my fast. I had some nachos. It was poke nachos. The poke was good. The fish. The nachos were a little salty, like the tortillas. So I didn't finish them, but I saved them. Don't know if I'm gonna end up eating them though. And then I got a California roll. Yeah, I ate that. I don't know why I haven't decided to stop recording yet. Maybe because I feel like I'm about to get through a breakthrough right now. Like I feel like I'm on the verge of like real raw emotion, and I just want to share it. I just want to expose myself. I just want to... I don't even know, bro. Oh, I just want to get comfortable being real, you know? Also, I think about this a lot, about how when I die, like I want there to be video records or just records of me. Like I think it's important that people, like, not just me, but like people in general, it's like I want people to like know who I was, who I am, you know? I don't want people to like have this like image of like what they're trying to figure out. Like, no, like I want them to know like this is the kind of person I am, you know? Even if nobody watches these videos, I mean, all it takes is like one person, like, you know, my family members, to watch it back and be like, you know, this could be a moment for them. You know, like, let's say I die, right? And then they're like, oh, I want to watch videos of Joe. Am I being narcissistic? A little bit. But like, I want to watch videos of Joe, you know, but being real. Because I can always be performative, be like, hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to my YouTube channel. Like, that's like performative. Like, isn't it nice when like we can just like connect like real people? Because that's what we are, right? Not AI robot people yet. But also, I think the beauty in documenting is that we change so much. So like, who I am now is not who I was last year, or 5 years ago, or 10 years ago, and it's not who I am in 10 years from now. So it's like, really the only opportunity I can ever document this is now. I mean, I'm 29 years old. You know, I want to do that. Let's just break this down. Let's just break this down. I love doing this, like capturing myself in this moment. I'm 29 years old right now. I am in a relationship. We've been dating for about 9 months now. Her name is Tia. She's been very wonderful. I love her. She's really wonderful and great and kind. I am working at a job that's like helping people. I am pursuing, as of right now, I'm in a film scoring certificate. I haven't signed up for the actual certificate program yet, but like I'm taking classes in it. So I'm taking all these film scoring classes. It's the year 2026. We're in February right now. What else? I live in LA right now. What else? Yeah, I'm in my car. I don't know. To be quite honest with you guys, I'm scared and shy to like share too much. Like, I'm scared and shy to share too much. But I want to. I'll just say some of my thoughts. Let's see, some of my thoughts right now. I am turning 30 this year in December. My birthday is December 10th. I'll turn 30. I feel like because I'm turning 30, there's like a part of me that's sad because I'm like whenever I was younger, just like, oh, you're 30. Like, that feels like an old age. So I feel like I'm that guy now. I'm the 30-year-old guy. So it's like, I feel old. I feel like I'm still mentally, like, I don't mentally feel like I'm like 30. You know? And then, you know, but the good side about it is I feel like because I'm turning 30, I've been a little bit more intentional about some of my decisions, which is kind of nice. Like, you know, I kind of got to like this like no fucks given moment where I'm kind of like, okay, like at some point I just got to take over in the sense of like of my life, in the sense that like at the end of the day, God is always in control. I don't ever want to say like I'm like I make all my decisions, I make my own fate. Not that, but it's like at some point you just gotta like be like, okay, no one's gonna give you these things. Like, no one, you don't wait for permission anymore for these things. You don't wait for permission to start going to school and wanting to do film composing. Like I feel like for so long I was like waiting for like someone to be like, okay, you can do it, you're good, or someone telling me, yeah, you can. Okay, now that you're at a certain level, now you can start being vulnerable and stuff like that. Only then can you start really expressing how you feel. Once you have a million followers, then it's interesting for you to. It's like, no, like I got to a point where I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna do it. Like, you know, if something excites me, I'm just gonna do it. You know, no one's gonna give me permission to like, oh, you know, Joe, like actually you should like just buy this musical instrument. You should, like, it'd be really cool. It's like, no, just that's it. Like, you have a goal and we'll make it happen. And so that's kind of been really kind of a wonderful mind shift, because I was so scared for so long in my life about what people think about me. And I still am, but that's why I'm practicing right now, because I want to be better. I want to be better for myself. Yeah, I want to be better for myself. And I have a hard time saying that because I feel selfish. But you know what I found in this past year is that taking care of myself is actually sometimes one of the most selfless things you can do. Because when you take care of yourself, you have enough energy to give to other people. Because at my job, when I all I did was give away and not give anything to myself, I burnt out. And actually over time, because I was burnt out, I didn't have energy to keep giving. I was done. I was done. I was bro, and my quality of helping people was just not good. Versus once I started taking care of myself, and it felt weird, and it still sometimes feels weird because it feels selfish. Sorry. That was my glitchy audio. I have a glitchy audio radio station thing in my car. It kind of broke, so it'll randomly turn things on and off, but I noticed that once I kind of put that aside, that this idea of oh, it's selfish or whatever, I found that when I give myself that time, or what really helped me was I took myself and I externalized myself. I imagined that me is I'm a different person. I'm looking at myself, not literally in a mirror, but I'm literally looking at a different person who happens to be me. And when I have that mind shift, it's okay, I want to treat this person kindly, right? I want to treat every person kindly. I want to treat this person kindly. But the beautiful thing is, when I start treating this person kindly, it nourishes me, So I asked myself, okay, well, what's something I could do for myself that's kind, And so I started adding some boundaries with my work, and I started adding, standing up for myself a little bit more, and all these beautiful things started coming from it. The more I loved myself, the more I actually had to give to others, and I found that I actually had a lot more to give. So to me, I really do feel it's the more, it's not, I don't think it's selfish. I mean, it can be selfish. Yeah, if all you ever think about is yourself and you're taking, yeah, sure. But if I'm giving myself kind of, I guess in a way it's the bare necessities. Making sure I'm feeling okay, making sure, the same way that if a friend here was sitting here with me and they were feeling sad, I'd want to comfort them, right? I'd want them to feel okay. I'd say, hey, let's talk this out. Let's feel. That's the same thing. If I'm feeling sad, I'd want to comfort myself, If I have a friend and they're telling me, oh, I'm really stressed out, I'd want to help them out. So I'm the same way. I tell them, hey, take a break, decompress a little bit. I would tell myself the same thing. Hey, Joe, you're stressed out. Let's take a breather. Yeah. Okay. What time is it? 6:35. But yeah, I like doing this because I feel like it's a therapy session. Yeah, I think think I'm gonna call this title for this YouTube video, I made a deal with... I made a deal. Yeah, implying that I made a deal. No, but then it's like, sounds like I made a deal with the devil. I don't know why that's the first thing that comes to my mind. So, maybe that sounds too ominous. I made a deal. No, I don't like that, actually. Maybe I could be like... that sounds like a deal. I don't want to say I made a deal with myself, because it wasn't with myself. I'd say with God. But then I don't want to say I made a deal with God, because then it just sounds so like, Almighty God, I made a deal with, like, see, this is what happens in my mind. I overthink a lot. I have to kind of go off of my instinct, because if I try to think too long, I end up overthinking it. So I made a deal. Ugh, I don't like that anymore. Maybe I'll just call it, I don't know what to call this. Yeah, I guess that would work. IDK, know what to call this. No, or maybe car therapy. Or maybe, should I get a violin? That's kind of fun. Kind of like that. Should I get a violin? Yeah, that's kind of cool. I think I'm gonna go with that. But yeah, anywho, anyway, any pay, any day, any nay, any ray, any may, any stay, any nay. You know, I just had this thought of when I was in high school. I remember there was like this like performance thing. It was like a outdoor like after school. It was just like a one-time thing. It was like an after school like coffee shop kind of thing where like we had people perform and I played guitar. And I remember there was like these people playing music, and I just started dancing. I was like, woo! But no one else was dancing. I just started dancing because I wanted to. I was like, I just want to dance. And then somebody told me, like, oh, people were looking at you, Joe, and they thought like you were high or you were drunk. And I wasn't. I was like sober, you know. I was like in high school and my mom was there. Like, this was just an event for me to perform my music. But it's like, that's kind of how I feel right now, where it's like, I mean, like I've been fasting. I haven't drank alcohol in like, I don't know, almost 2 weeks now, and yeah, I don't really get high. So it's like, anyways, what I'm trying to say, I'm not high right now or drunk or anything like that. But like, I feel like just me being me is like, oh, it's weird. Or it's like you have to conform. You have to conform because you're being weird, Joe. People think you're high or you're drunk. Like, that's the only explanation for why you do that. And it's like, is it though? Can I not just like, just be, you know? Like, I just be me. Be me. I don't know. Like, that thought just kind of came into my mind. And yeah, you know what's funny? The more I've been doing this work, a lot of like random like thoughts from like when I was like in high school or even younger, like just pop into my head, which is interesting because it's like they're like little glimpses of like these small moments that kind of ended up having a big impact on me. Because like this moment, for example, probably at the moment I didn't really think about it, but I'm like now reflecting on it with this like therapy lens. Like, that's kind of like a moment of like my light being kind of dimmed in a way, like showing that me just expressing me is not enough, or is too much, actually, maybe, you know. like me, I'm trying to be me. I'm just trying to be me, you know? Like, I'm not trying to be someone else. I'm just trying to live my life. But then it's like, oh no, you must be drunk. You must be high. Like, you're being weird. And then, so I became, quote unquote, like more normal. And then that's like when that like outer shell kind of like was protecting the inner shell. But that inner shell didn't go away. That inner nugget, that inner gooey, you know, that didn't go away. It's still there. And that part, it feels good because that's who I am. Like, I just want to like exist as I am, you know? Know what I'm saying? Burberry in the Burkery. I don't know why I always say that. I always have that in my mind. Burberry in the Burkery. I don't even know what that means, but it just sounds, or it's fun to say. Burberry in the Burkery. Burberry in the Burberry. Burberry in the Burberry. See, now I'm like thinking like, oh, people probably think I'm weird. I'm drunk. This guy's weird. What is he doing? But yeah, maybe that was like a light dimming moment, you know? Like, that was like a moment where it's like, you're being too much, you know? And I'm trying to undo all of that. I want to be me. I want to be me. Because being me is what I can be. That wasn't even supposed to be a rhyme. But it was, because it's me. You see? Yeah. Like, I'm weird. And I think I just have a hard time accepting that I'm weird. Because when people say I'm weird, then I feel like people don't want me. And I'm scared when people don't want me. Like, I'm scared of people being like, oh, that's who you really are? You're that guy? You're this weird guy? And I'm like, yeah, this is me. And again, this goes back to why I want to document more, because when I die, I want people to have a record of who I truly was. You know, read my journals. You know, I have this like fantasy of like getting my journals published when I'm dead. It's kind of a weird fantasy. But like, I don't know, I just like the idea of like, maybe I am very conceited. You know, just this idea, I'm thinking of myself of like, oh, I'm so important that people are going to want to read what I had to say, what I had to think, look at who I was, you know. But dude, there's so many people in the world, I'm just one person. So I'm trying to shake that off, the idea that I have to be excellent, outstanding. But at least to the people that, you know, it matters for, you know, my friends, my family, you know, my loved ones. Like, I want to make sure that they see the true version of me. And they have a record of the true version of me, you know. So, I mean, I'm trying to be the realest version of me in person now. But also, it's like, I want to have a record of it, so, you know, we can always look back and be like, oh, that's who I was at that moment. I was 29 years old. I was 29. Yep. And then it's like, oh, look at what he was like, look at the way he was talking, look at the way he was like, oh, that's what was on his mind? Oh, this is the person who he was. Oh, yeah. And then the beautiful thing about also documenting is you can see a trajectory. Like, there's like a story being told. Like, each documentation is like one page of a book. Like, it, like, by itself, sometimes it can have something really exciting happen. Like, you know, I could be documenting this right now and then like a rocket ship just like flies in right now, right? That could be really interesting. Or it could just be us talking and me just having like, just kind of have my inner monologue to a camera. And yeah, I mean, but like that adds up to the bigger story, you know? It's like, okay, so I saw that he had this inner monologue in this moment, and then that led to this other moment, which 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 led to this other moment, until you're like, oh wow, like look how far we came from the original thing. You know, it's like Breaking Bad. It's like every episode, it's like Walter is just slightly changing, just a little bit, you know. Sometimes they're big steps, sometimes they're small steps, but it's like every little step is just gradual, and then you see Walter in season 5, and you compare him to Walter in season 1, and you're like, this is 2 different people. When did that happen? And you're like, oh, it was every little nugget, like a little change. Just like, oh, you know what? I'm just gonna do this thing instead of this thing. I'm gonna do this thing. I'm gonna do this thing, and that's how he got to that place. I met Giancarlo Esposito before. He's a really nice guy, by the way. I also met, well, I met Aaron Paul at a premiere. I took a picture with him. And then who else? I don't know. Oh, you know who would be a celebrity I'd love to meet? You know which celebrity okay, and it's gonna sound weird, but I dream about a lot. I have dreams about Phineas and Billie Eilish. Like I've had, I think, multiple dreams about them, because it's like I love what they do. Like I love their music. I love like their energy. I love what they stand for. I love like all this stuff, and it's like, I don't know why I always feel like I could be friends with them. Like they seem like somebody I could just like hang out with, and I'd be like, oh, I would actually vibe with them. And so I feel like I've had multiple dreams where I'm like I had a dream the other day where I was like friends with Phineas, and like we were just like talking, and then like and then he recognized me. Like he was like, oh yeah, I think I've seen like one of your videos on TikTok before. Like, so he actually recognized me. And then like he was talking to Billy, and like I don't remember exactly what was happening. Like we might have been writing a song, or I don't remember exactly, but like I don't know, I would love to meet those people. They seem like really wonderful people. Yeah. They do seem like really wonderful people. I think something I also love about them is that, I mean, I think it's, I don't even want to say especially Billy. Fine, I'll just say it. Especially Billy, I feel like she's like tapped into her voice. Like she is herself. And I love that. Like she's real, and you can see the real time like change of her. Like, you know, like she's got her like phases where she's like a little bit more like emo girl, and then like a little bit more like, you know, like not so emo girl, and like other style. I'm not really good with styles, but like you can tell there's like just changes and stuff. And you know, I feel like it's just her being her. You know, it's like, oh, I'm going through this moment in my life. I'm just gonna be honest about it. Like this is what I'm going through. You know. And I love that realness. She reminds me of one of my friends. Do I say her name? Whatever. She's cool. She reminds me of my friend Natty, because Natty's really like that. I like that about her. She's like very, very real, just honest and just open, and just like, oh, like just it, like at least to me, like it feels like it's just like a real person, you know. And that's how I feel like about Billie Eilish. I feel like when she's just talking, it's like you're just getting her authentic self. Like she's just being her, you know. Like she's not trying to be someone else. She's like, no, I'm Billie, and I love and respect that, and I want to be like that. I want to just be Joe. Like I'm me, you know. I'm me. anyways, it's 6:50. Gotta start driving over soon. Anyways, thank you for listening to me talk and fangirl over Billie Eilish and Phineas. Anyways.